Hari Om. My name is Swami Satchitananda. I want to spend a little time talking about goals in life. Okay, I'm talking about material goals in life. Now, it's very interesting that almost 90 to 95% of the people who are working in various organizations, various types of organizations, trying to make a good living, in some form or the other, they have no idea what their goal of life is. Okay, just go there, do some work, come out. Then the money is less, they go change the job, go do that job, come back. I think the most um, torturous thing for a human being is to live life without a goal. That is the most torturous thing, because there must always be a reason for living. And the goal is the reason for living. Even in achievement of material goals, the person who wants to achieve material goals, whether it is painting, whether it is drawing, whether it is any other skill that you want to achieve, these material goals are legitimate goals. Okay. And why is it that people are not having clarity about this? It's something that I wondered for a long time. Okay. I think what happens is something like this. More about the fact that when you don't have it, what really happens to a person? She is doing something. It's like in the mechanized world of production. Okay, Ford, he started a company, and he started producing different parts of a product called a car, and then you had different people doing small jobs as part of that car. But after some time, when it became so huge, none of these workers were part of the end product. They were only part of one small little process over there. So they are not in touch with, they don't understand, why am I doing this? You go and ask a worker, why are you doing this? He's not able to say. He say, yeah, it's a product, yeah, this is for test, whatever it is. So when you take away that meaning out of life for a person, it becomes a very horrible thing. All right? And one of the things, the industrialization and so-called these large corporates and the kind of functioning that we are doing, is that it has taken out the meaning out of life. Less than 100, 150 years ago, you had shoemakers. They could make shoes, but they were beautiful, right? And his name will be marked over there for the king or queen of England. And they were exquisitely done. Those kind of arts are gone now, right? And he prided himself not for the amount of money that he was making, but the kind of product that he was coming out with. Okay. So for every job, every skill, there is a level of excellence over there. And if you reach that stage, that itself gives you a sense of satisfaction and self-actualization. But when you are a part of a whole system like this, you see IT company today, from far away, you see thousands of people sitting on small desks, computer in front of them, and they're all working. But collectively, they don't know what they're doing. Individually, they are part of one process. That's all. So this we have achieved to do in modernization. We have taken out the meaning out of the lives of people. Now what do we do? You yourself must have experienced that without this meaning, how frustrating it can be. You come to a point, then you say, okay, doesn't matter, I will just go and earn and come back. I'll get another job and I'll get away. I will earn more and I'll come back. But this feeling of fulfillment never comes. So when you are pursuing goals of life, there are two ways to do that, okay? Or two processes take place before you can take a decision on that. One is a few people, not all, a few people are given certain skills that come because of their past lives, if you want to call it. They were born geniuses, whether it's a mathematician, whether it's a musician, whether it's a painter. There are people like that who are born into that. And then through this life they express that. So they never have an opportunity to say, what is my goal in life? They already seem to know it, because what they have within them is the driver that takes them forward. That is the minority. The majority of the people are not aware. I hope you are there with me up to now. I don't know, you may disagree. I hope you are there with me up to now. Okay. So what do we do now? There are two forces. Okay. One force that tells you that you must make money and be secure. Another force that tells you, listen, if you do this, it will be the greatest expression of yourself. Okay? Whatever it is, it could be anything. I remember an old man who had retired after the age of 65, he started actually putting beads together. And people would ask him to make beads. They'll come home, collect beads, and he was selling so many beads and so many people at his home that it's surprising, and he didn't move from any place. He had this ability to make beads, and they were totally exquisite. So he didn't get it all the time when he was working. After he left, suddenly he felt that he should do that, and it's a wonderful experience for that man, because it's joyful. So one part of you, which is the rational part of you, because you have been, what shall we say, you have been put into the mindset by your parents, by your education, all right, and so on and so forth, that where you believe that by earning more, then you will be able to get that satisfaction and be happy. All right, that is one set of things. And therefore you will do whatever that is required so that you can earn more and earn more and earn more. And somewhere along the way, everything will be all right. And that earning itself becomes a goal. That's one part. The second part is there are people who are searching for a context. All people are doing, when you say, what is your mission in life? What do you really want to do in life? What are they really looking for? They are looking for a context. They are saying that if I am here and God has created me, there must be some reason for that. Let me find that context, however small it may be. But I will be happy to do that. Now this context they are not able to get. You can see the suffering, mental suffering that takes place in individuals. Why they live life so unfulfilled when they go from here. And the second part does not operate from the rational mind. Okay? The second part, you can call it passion, you can call it your inert interest, or where your mind likes to go, wants to go, all right, is the place you should be going. But the mind tells you, no. Rational mind tells you, no. You won't make money in that. You stick to this job. Right? And you will be well off. I said, okay. So you have to be able to listen to that part of your consciousness which is telling you, you will be good in this. Why don't you try it out? You like this. You like working with fish and making fish tanks. Why don't you work with it? For the whole world, everybody else, fish and fish tanks are not so exciting. But you like it. And there are many people who are looking for really excellent stuff in this. Okay? How will I survive? Don't ask that question, how will I survive? Don't ask that question, how will I survive? If you want to do that, go ahead and do it. And you should be in a position to give up the false theory. It's a false theory, right? That more money and a God job or a consistent job is going to give you more happiness. In fact, it does not. By doing this, You may not achieve more, but it makes you tremendously happy. Rajesh is a case in principle, who's coming tomorrow here, a painter. The reason why he comes here, likes us, because he has an expression. That is his real purpose. His purpose, what he's doing, is not his real purpose. But who is going to pay him? What he is going to do? Can he survive or not? Is the question we are trying to solve for him. Because he is really unique. Absolutely unique. He himself does not know that. So like that, all of us have something which we like, which drives us, which motivates us. Without looking into the monetary aspect of it and even referring to the rational mind, you should be in a position to pursue it. If you pursue it long enough, you will become very good at it. Right? So, if you think you have to go somewhere, and this is what you like to do, you must have the courage to say, yes, I will do this. Second is, you must have the strength to persevere in that direction long enough. Many people, they take 2 steps and they walk out. You can't expect to have your goal of life met simply by taking 2 steps in that direction. You like this job, you like to do this. You like to do architecture with a spiritual goal. Do it. Don't keep on thinking about it. And the more you do it, the more competent you will become. The more competent you will become, there is somebody there in the universe who will need it. And by that you get yourself satisfied. At the same time, you get some resources for you to maintain yourself in life. The reason why it doesn't happen is the rational mind prevails over the heart. The rational mind gives you a false feeling of security, that if you are going to do this, you will lose everything. If you go into music and you are going to do that and leave a job with Google, you will lose everything. We have a friend here. He plays an instrument called mandolin. It's a very rare instrument made out of guitar. But it's a kind of a guitar, but there is South Indian classical music is played on that. Now when that happened, he was working in Google. He asked me, Swamiji, what should I do? I said, see, if you really like this, you start spending your weekends going out and practicing. Go down to temples, go down to friends, go down to places where you can make some small presentations. And there will be a time when you feel that I have to quit that job. When that situation comes, quit it. Till that time, hold on to this and keep on practicing, keep on with your practice. Today he is no more working with that organization. He is on his own. Many people have started calling him. Many temples have started calling him. And in due course he will have his own place in life. Right? So, what shall we say, that we don't have the courage to follow what we think is good for us? What shall we say? Do you have the courage? Ask yourself. Why do you ask for other people? Why do you tell other people? Ask yourself. Do you have the courage to follow what you think is the best for you, which will satisfy you best? And there is nothing which is not useful in life. Right? Nothing. A person like Richard Attenborough was doing with birds and animals. Somebody was working only with alligators. Somebody is working in the forest. Somebody is working with gorillas. But today she is well known, much better well known, and contributed to society than you and me guys. Why? Because she pursued that passion. But we are very intelligent people, right? That intelligence kills you. Remember that you are living in a fake world if you are pursuing something which you don't want to do. And you can do a study and find out 95% of the people working in places do not like what they do. Hari Om. That's it.